The raid video will come soon. Please let me have time to cook, as the story was fantastic. Over the past 10 years of Destiny content, there have been legends of exotics that knew no bounds. There were the days of Anarchy from the mountaintops, the Whisper, the builds of Galahorns. There were even the days of the Big Three. But with these new exotic class items, they just said, it's Big Me. Destiny 2 just had its magnum opus DLC thus far. And within these stories lies exotics that will have their story told. I'm looking at you still, Hunt. But among these, sat an exotic that has infinite potential. We're not talking about a sword with random rolls, but instead a secret mission the entire Destiny community had to put together. A mission requiring not 3 players, not 1, but 2. A mission so great I dare say it is the greatest we have ever seen. And a reward so fantastic, you could easily call it game-changing. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we head back to talk about the Destiny community once again, and dive into Dual Destiny. If you like seeing my videos in your feed and you want to send them to somebody else, just tap like and subscribe. It makes these videos better, and it directly supports me for free as I look forward to making more cool videos in the future. Speaking of endgame, moments, raids, etc., I was really happy to say that this most recent raid zone had support from Intel. So please listen along as I gas them up, and consider supporting events in the future by just simply clicking the link in the description. Intel Core 14th Gen processors deliver high performance and efficiency thanks to a groundbreaking new performance hybrid design. This includes the Intel i9 processor, the Intel Core i7 processor, and the Intel Core i5 processor, all offered within the Starforge product line. These are built and hand-tested in the US, and they directly powered Raid Zone the whole time we were streaming during the 24+ hours event. Thanks to Intel for sponsoring this video, and please enjoy the rest of the video. The Destiny community is capable of many things. In the past, it has been community puzzles. It has been day 1 raids. Hell, it was real-life puzzles too. So does it surprise anyone that when Bungie dropped a secret mission, it wouldn't take too long to figure it out? In fact, Bungie dropped 2 secret missions on the same day this time. While one we will save for a different video, this one was special enough that I wanted to make a video about the journey immediately. It started on June 11th of 2024. Players journeyed into the Pale Heart, when raid secrets and Reddit had a hunch that there may have been more. Posts started appearing about the class items that were supposed to be guaranteed from the final shape, as Bungie had placed so much emphasis in the trailers as well as a press tour about them. Things were quiet, and while people were focused on Echoes, the episode 1 of Bungie's new episodic format, Bungie said there might be more than what you think. In this tweet from Katarina from Bungie, it simply says, "There's more." Soon after, the community took some other looks and found that indeed, yes there was. In a Reddit post on the same day, players found Light Hive wizards in the Pale Heart after beating the override missions in each spot. Defeating all 3 of these wizards showed a giant green beam of light to appear in the center of the Pale Heart. Following this path, and only with 2 players, bosses could be defeated and orbs granted. When the community grabbed the orbs and dunked them into this cave, a mission appeared called Dual Destiny, and it was off to the races. Immediately, reports of a secret mission spread like wildfire, and the community strapped on the best gear possible. But this mission was unique. It wasn't something you could do solo, nor was it in a team of 3. Instead, you had to do it with 2 players, and the mechanics would rely on 2 players and communication. One of you was locked to light, and the other one was locked to dark. Now, with the new Fireteam Finder in Destiny, this type of mission actually makes sense. It's a good utilization of this tool. But that didn't stop some people from getting angry. In this post, this person says, "This Dual Destiny sucks. Like, I know Bungie put a lot of work into it and it looks amazing, but after 2 to 3 runs, it gets really old. Especially if I have to get a fire team together every time to do it. Is there really no other way to get the class items before doing this? I'm going to be really disappointed because 95% of the time I play solo. I really hope there's matchmaking, but it doesn't look like there is." Aside from people not being ready for the fight, and aside from others not really wanting to play with other people, the community that did press on found probably the greatest secret mission since Outbreak perfected. Right off the bat, the mechanic was balancing light and dark by standing on plates that matched one of you and opening the doors this way. Next was the run up to the Vow of the Disciple rooms. It was interesting to see that these symbols weren't the ones from the campaign, but instead from the Vow of the Disciple raid. If I had to guess, it's because there was about 4 symbols or so in the Final Shape campaign, while there was a lot more from Vow. That being said, I hope everyone learned their symbols back then. This part was simple in design and execution. Just have the Light Blessed player kill Light Centurions and the Dark player kill Dark Knights. Light player can call out the order of the symbols as they drop and pick up a mote to reveal them, while the Dark player just has to shoot their order correctly. Again, this was a duo mission from top to bottom, and that includes mechanics on top of communication. I really like that this exotic mission was designed with no solo in mind. It allowed Bungie to up the stakes and provide evolution on the exotic mission format. And you'll know what I mean a little bit more into this video, but I just think this is great, and I think it's a great evolution. So far, we have the elements that make Destiny raids. You have plates, and you have symbols. Now, after 3 rounds of shooting these symbols, we have the intrusion, aka more hand statues, and some pretty nice platforming. This area, gorgeous. And it reminded me very quickly of traversing through the Whisper of the Worm mission. Now, I will say that Dual Destiny doesn't have the same amount of platforming struggles that the Whisper of the Worm or 0 Hour had, but it makes up for it in pure creativity with dual platforming. After a journey of collecting some hidden feathers and hearing Savathûn tease you throughout the mission, platforms that were light and dark appeared and allowed crisscrossing to take place. Now, I'm not sure if you can find a way to skip all of these platforms, but I do like that these paths cross over each other. It was a nice touch to keep it in the spirit of having a dual mission. Now, once you were through that, you might think you were done, right? Well, no, not at all. Instead, you were at the portion that gave most teams problems, the fine balance portion of the mission. I should point out that the mission is timed, but you gain more time with each room completion. For this next one, the solution was team involved, very much so like the rest of the mission. So tell me why in the Sam hell my first thoughts on this puzzle were so non-team oriented. After killing a bunch of Dread, a Tormentor spawned in the middle to kill. Killing this Tormentor gave a buff to be able to shoot the pyramid, right? So what do you think the solution is when there is 9 of these pyramids and some are turned on, aka a line connected, and some are turned off, aka with no line? Was it to shoot the 3 that I saw turned off? How about the 6 that were still on? Well, the other player who didn't have the buff had 3 separate turned off, so maybe it was to shoot their numbers. Nope. The solution was very much simpler than everyone made it out to be. And by everyone, I mean my dumbass. Bungie almost always works in 3s, and this was no different. Take the 3 that are turned off from each player and shoot the 3 remaining that you didn't have. So if I had 1, 2, 3, and my teammate had 4, 5, 6 blanked out, then the answer was to shoot 7, 8, and 9 with the buff. After a very relieving ding, you do this for 2 more rounds and then continue on. The next area was just drop dead gorgeous, just like you who's watching this video. The anomaly exploration was mostly the same idea. Carve a path, grab some feathers, then do some light and dark plates. This time there was launchers and then this super launcher at the end to shoot you to the final boss room. So then we are in the final room. Remember those subjugators that you had to damage to even begin the mission? Well, they're back, and since this is a duo mission, they are a duo as well. This fight combined the mechanics we were used to seeing with the Vow of the Disciple puzzle. That played a part in the first 2/3 of the boss's HP. Simple, right? Do some damage, then do the puzzle, shoot the order correctly, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. Well, the last puzzle was hard enough that Bungie even threw in an extra light hive wizard to extend the timer, because they knew you would be cooked doing this one. I found it funny that when you killed the light hive wizard, Savathûn just laughed at you, just calling me really stupid again. Thanks, Savathûn. So now with the dial that previously had 9 totems, this one had 12, aka a clock.
I am not drunk.
And they rotated 3 different times with 9 off and 4 on each set. In the previous time you shot the totems or the pyramids, whatever you want to call them, it was to match those that were off and pick the 3 remaining. But with 9 off on each and 4 on with each, a lot of players thought the solution was to match the 9 that were off and shoot the remaining 4. But that wasn't the case. In fact, the answer was as simple as the rule of 3s and communication. All you had to do was have one player read out their 4 and find the 1 in that set that matched. So if I had 1, 2, 3, and 4, and my teammate had 1, 5, 6, and 7, then the first set to shoot is the number 1. Then you just repeat that for the other 2 sets, finding the matching totem that was turned on in each set. This is where a lot of teams struggled to get the clear, but once they did, it was magical. Whoa. Oh.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Cool, it like shows the...
Oh, yeah, look. I see that.
Like
Whoa.
whoa. Oh.
Whoa. Whoa.
Thanks, Sabathoon.
Sabbath!
Schism.
Schism.
There's... Oh, it's a troll. No.
No. Oh, man. There is no escape.
It's like at the end of Double Dragon where you have to like fight each other or whatever.
Enemy. Come at last.
Shotguns? Oh my god! Is this you? Don't do this! No, I need Puppy for the video. Puppy for
Crush their ghosts.
I'm gonna mash you. I'm gonna go into your streaming bag, bro.
Prepare for battle.
Oh shit, yeah, you're done for, buddy.
Choose, or you could choose peace or prepare for battle.
Your age-old enemy. Come at last.
You're ass, you're ass, you're ass, you're ass, you're so ass. You're so ass, you're so ass. Delete the fucking game, uninstall. You're fucking terrible. Crush Ghost. Get out of my lobby! You're terrible!
Yeah, Sabathoon killed you, and you had to choose between peace or PvP. If you chose either, you had 500 seconds to either chill and take in the environment, or drag your nuts across the other player's face. But at the end of all of it, at least you had your new exotic class items. Now these class items may only work when prismatic is activated, but it's clear why these are the exotics that will change the game forever. I mean, they're quite literally combos of exotic perks at random. Do you want infinite abilities? Get a class item with Heart of Inmost Light on it with something else. Want to slay in PvP forever? Ophidian Aspect class item. Want to be a superhero with godlike power? Throw on the class item. I can't even imagine the build potential with these. They are just going to be busted. Now, of course, once you beat the mission, you could also farm the mission, which is why I think Dual Destiny is a top 3 at least secret mission I've ever seen. Potentially even number 1, although that could be some recency bias. See, that was the problem with Whisper and Outbreak. You just don't have many reasons to come back past getting the exotics, unless you want to play the mission for fun, which of course you should. But with Dual Destiny, there is a guarantee of a random rolled exotic, which is enticing to say the very least. Aside from that, there is a very rare chance you can just get them to drop from the chests around the Pale Heart, and reactions like this are justified.
Yes! Yes! It exists!
It's suffice to say that Dual Destiny is at least one of the best missions we have ever seen Destiny have. So good that another secret mission dropped on the very same day, and everyone just talked about Dual Destiny. This was amazing, and I really hope that despite solo players not being happy, Bungie continues to push creativity, especially when it involves team play. I mean, there is a fire team function in the game for a reason. And Bungie, if you're listening, please don't back down from making cool stuff just because a few people don't want to play it. I think I can speak for a lot of players in the community when I say we really like this mission. This is endgame. And endgame means you have to make personal sacrifices to get the best gear. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and until next time, have a wonderful day or night.